Welcome to the Go Find Nervous Show, the show where we find out experiences that made our guests nervous on their path to success. Stoked for the guest that we have today, aka Woody. His name is Kreston Woods at Woods Lifestyle Fitness on Instagram. He's got a dope podcast called The Price for Paradise. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but he's this cat that reminds me of me, except for he's younger and he's probably got a lot more energy. He does so many things. Just a guy that's I think he's going to be a force in the game. He's young in the game, and he's going to be a force. And it's a pleasure to have him on the show. So, Woody, thanks for being on the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me, my friend. Such kind words. I don't know if I appreciate. I mean, I don't know if I deserve all of them, but thank you so much, my friend. You make me sound awesome,
man. Dude, I don't lie, man. I don't lie. I speak the truth. I speak the truth, man. So, man, you got a lot of stuff going on, and I see your page, and I'm like, man, this guy reminds me of me, but like a different version, and you're so far ahead of the game where I was at your age. You're 26, right?
Yep, 26 years old.
Okay, so tell me, if you guys go to his page, Woods Lifestyle Fitness, you'll see. But tell me, how did you start getting into fitness in the first place? Like, tell me the backstory. Did something happen, or what's going on with that?
So yeah, I was a baseball player by trade. I played in junior college, and then I moved out to Hawaii to finish out my career. When I was in Hawaii, I hit a couple snags. I fell on a hike, busted up my jaw and my knee. So I'm in the training room every day. And then I tear my hamstring. So I'm always dealing with these health and fitness issues towards the end of my career. And I got a marketing degree because I was more focused on baseball than I was school at the time.
Yeah.
And then I get there and I realize, hey, I don't want to sell something that like people don't actually want. And so I had to find something that I can market that was like, something that I knew and something I was passionate about. So I went back into the health and fitness industry. I got my personal trainer certifications. I got a breathwork certification. I got all of these things to try and amplify my life with what I already knew from training growing up and playing through those baseball games and learning in the training room.
Yeah, dude, man, that's awesome. So you just find something that you're passionate about. And it makes sense because if you're obviously an athlete. Hawaii. Tell me about Hawaii for a minute. How cool is that to play baseball in Hawaii? Did you play? Did you ever make it to practice?
Yeah, no. I played. The first year I got hurt, so I missed like half the season. But then the second year I played every single game, all 50. And I was a little beat up, but playing in Hawaii was awesome, man. Other than there was so much distraction, so much like everyone's on vacation all around you. You've got this, you've got that, and your practice field's on the other side of the island. And yeah, it's crazy, man. It was definitely a lot to process, especially coming from Arizona. That's like the baseball mecca where everything revolves around it. Spring training's here, all of that jazz. Where you go there, it's a little bit different. It's like I went almost like back in time, almost to like the I don't know, the baseball passion is not as much. It was more just like, enjoy.
I play baseball, right?
Yeah, but I play baseball and then I'll meet you at the beach later, my friend.
Right. We'll go surf. Yeah. Now, did you surf? Quick question. Did you surf before we move on? Did you figure it out?
I surfed like 5 times. I wasn't that great. I'm a big body surfer. I love to get in the waves with me, but like actually on a board, I fell down and rode it backwards one time. I'm not the greatest, but it's fun. Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, dude. Now that's not, if anybody that's never surfed before, it's not an easy, you can't just jump on, even if you're an athlete. I mean, for me, when I learned, I was like, I'm just going to jump on this board. It's no big deal. It was a big deal. I was terrible at it.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just the initial paddle out there, you don't even realize how much endurance that takes upper body. People don't have that until you realize.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Speaking of upper body endurance, man. So you're an endurance guy. I think what you've done, like Ironmans or half Ironmans or something like that. Is that true?
Yeah. So my buddy approached me during COVID when we were living in Hawaii and Waikiki, and they had shut everything down, and we wanted to challenge ourselves. Like there was nothing going on, so we signed up for a half Ironman. We'd never done an endurance race before, but we're like all in or not in at all. So we decided to go for the hard one. We're gonna go half Ironman, and man, it was one of the craziest challenges I've ever put myself through. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, and it was a lot harder than I thought. And now going through the experience, I learned like what it takes to get, proper nutrition, proper training for these kinds of things. I'd never been an endurance athlete, so learning how to pace yourself is such a crazy thing. And then all of just like the community around like the Ironman was such a
Yep.
cool community. They carry you through the whole race, and people are just out there cheering you on, and it was a great experience. And I'm doing another one this year because
Okay.
I like the challenge, man. And if you're not continuously challenging yourself, then you get stagnant, you get bored, you stop growing. And so for me, I need to keep, signing up for races or doing something like that, because that's what helps keep my mind stable and helps me get through life.
Yeah. Now speaking of that, challenging yourself. Now you did the half Ironman, which is legit. Never done it in my life. I can't swim. I mean, I can swim, but swimming is my least athletic thing. So the water, I'm like, man, I guess I could try it, but I would probably sink. But so you know what I mean? Like, so you did a half Ironman. What's the hardest thing? Is that the hardest thing physically you've put yourself through, or there's some other things that were like, wow, this is really taxing?
So yeah, that might have been the hardest like physical day of my life, but I
Yeah.
would say the hardest thing is coming back from injury.
Mm,
It's when I tore my hamstring, and you lose not just like the physical aspect of it, the mental aspect of it. Like
yeah.
you don't ever feel like you're going to be the same guy again. You're fighting back, and you've been playing this game your whole life, 22 years or whatever, and then now this injury is just like the thing that's holding you back. And so like regaining the confidence after healing from an injury, and like that was probably the hardest thing I've probably ever had to overcome, is getting through those things and like getting back on the horse. Because if you let that get a hold of you, then I mean you lose your health forever. It changes your whole life
Yep.
trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah. How long did it take you to get back from a hamstring tear? Like, were you fully confident? I'm gonna go run on it again. Was that like a year?
So yeah, I tore it like mid-season, and so every day for it was only just a partial tear, so it wasn't a
Mm,
full through tear.
mhm.
And so 2/3 of the season, I'm in the training room every single day, getting ice baths, doing scraping, cupping, whatever I can get done to like alternatively heal myself a little bit faster. And I made it back all the way till the end of the season. I could start, like running again and being back into it, but I just didn't get there just in time to not play again until the
Yeah.
next season.
Yeah. Just in
Yeah.
time to suck. Just in time for it to suck a little bit, right? Not you to suck, but
Yeah,
like for it to be
exactly.
like,
You're
nah,
like,
damn, I'm
I
back now. It's
finally
over
got
with.
back and it's senior day. And
Yeah.
so they're going to play all the seniors and I
Yeah. And I don't even
still
get to
won't
play.
get to play,
Yeah.
Exactly.
So speaking of that, the health and recovery stuff, I know you're big into breath work. That's a big thing. I'm a big fan of breath work and the benefits of it. What got you into breath work and what are you doing with that?
So after, my baseball career, and I was
Yeah.
just trying to find jobs and things. And then when I got into the health and fitness space, I
Yeah.
learned that the breath is the foundation for everything. It helps you be more flexible, helps you move more weight. It helps you lose fat more efficiently. Like it's the foundation for pretty much all human life. And so if we can get better with our breathing, the one thing that we can control, then we can get better at everything else in our lives. So uh in sports especially, it comes up in like high pressure situations. You have
Yeah.
to like, bottom of the ninth inning, bases loaded, you got to hit that game winning run, and you can't let your stress levels get to you in that scenario. And the
Yeah.
only way you can control yourself is through your breathing. And so that's where it all really stems from, is like you look at the guy like Tiger Woods and the poise he has, and like he comes out, he's going to play in the Masters this
That's
weekend. Like
crazy.
hey,
Crazy.
the guy was in a car crash like a year ago, and he'll go out there and he'll just thousands of fans screaming his name, and he has the poise and control of his breath and his nervous system to continue to play at a high level. And so that's like one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about the breath.
Man, it's a great point that you make. What's some simple things like somebody listening right now? What's a simple technique you give somebody that's stressed out, that's worried about something, has anxiety or something? Is there any like quick tips that you give them that they can be like, if somebody's listening right now and they're like, man, I'm a little bit stressed because of money or work or whatever, you can be like, hey, do this. Do you anything like that? You have anything like that?
Yeah, so like a quick one, either you can do a double inhale exhale. It's called a physiological sigh. So it'll be a nice deep breath in, and then a little pop at the top, and then we're just gonna exhale nice and slow out the mouth. So it's just that
Dude.
double inhale. That's just one breath. It'll calm you down real quick. And
I feel calm.
yep,
I feel calm already,
exactly.
man.
Yep, that second little burst will just push that air and open up those alveoli, give you that extra. And then extending your exhales is always going to calm down your nervous system. So really focusing on the exhale is going to bring your heart rate down. Or if you want to, raise it, you're going to have to focus on your inhale. You're going to be doing more of a, inhale focus, where like a Wim Hof method, where it's like,
Yeah.
and that'll give you more energy. But like, if you want something more calming, you're going to have to be nice and slow and relaxing, long exhales.
So, okay. So this is interesting. I'd never clicked until right now. I've done the Wim Hof stuff. I've been into that stuff, and I've understand the longer exhales, but I'd really never put the two together. If I want energy, inhales longer than exhales, right? And if I want to calm
Yeah.
down, exhales longer than inhales. Am I understanding that right? Or am I
Yeah.
making
So
that up?
no, you're not making that up. Obviously you can't, your body has a limiter. If your heart rate gets too low, you can't, go beyond that low point,
Sure.
and it'll keep you there at that low calmness. But yes, exactly that. The inhale focuses are going to be much more sympathetic driven. It'll raise your heart rate, increase your stress levels. And so you might feel that, shake. But
Yeah.
if you are calm and relaxed, like if you're in the ice bath, extend that exhale nice and long, like you're blowing out of a straw.
Okay. Let's talk about the ice bath for a second. There. So the breath work in the ice bath, and this is just for
Oh
my own
yeah.
purposes. I'm not even. If everybody listening, I'm being very selfish right now. So in the ice bath, I heard that if you get in the ice bath, and it kind of works like if you inhale and then squeeze like everything around you, it helps to maintain your core temperature or your body heat. Is there any breath work? Let's talk about getting into the cold plunge, the breath that will make it easier for us when we get into the cold plunge. We talked about Wim Hof before. What's the best advice that you can give to somebody when they're getting into that freezing water?
So taking you through the whole system, right before we get in, we take a huge inhale. We want to expand as much of those lungs as we can, and we want to enter on the exhale. Nice, long, slow exhale, because once you enter that cold water, it's going to pull that air out of you. So you really want to be exhaling so you can get all that air out and
Okay.
clear out those lungs. And then we go nice and deep, slow breaths and longer on the exhale, so we can keep that heart rate as low as possible. If you start to hyperventilate, start breathing out of your mouth, then you're going to, start that shiver response, that fight or flight. And then that is going to send you, and you won't be able to last for much longer. But if you control your heart rate and you can fight the shiver, you can
Mhm.
sit in there for 5-10 minutes if you really wanted to.
Okay, so if you start jackhammering, like anybody that's getting a cold plunge has, if you start freaking out. So you're saying exhale longer than you inhale. That's a key to help control that, right?
Yes, exactly, because
Okay.
that's going to send your sympathetic system running, so your heart rate's going to go up no matter what once you get in that cold plunge. So
Dude,
yeah, the only thing you can control in there is your breath.
dude, this is such great stuff. Okay, cool. So what are you doing now, man? What do you do? So we got a few minutes left here. You're training people. You're running half like Ironmans. You're doing breath work. Yeah, all this. You got the Price for Paradise podcast. Tell me about this podcast real quick. Explain to people what this is about, what it started, and then like what it's about.
Well, the price for paradise is like my big idea. Like, so I lived in Hawaii. So the paradise aspect is always like, that idea to me. And so the price for paradise is anyone's perspective paradise. So like if you want to be that professional athlete, I interview that professional athlete who's a professional swimmer or something, so you can understand what the price is to pay for that paradise. And
Oh,
so
dude, dig it.
so like what you have to do to get there. And so anyone who's passionate about what they do and some of the struggles that they overcome, what made them nervous,
Yeah.
all of that is going to be what I'm looking for, so that people can relate to them, and so that we can give good information to the people on what the price is for their prospective paradise, so we can all achieve what we want in our lives and keep growing together.
Dude, I love that, man. I love that concept. You're just talking to people that know what they're talking about, that have been there, done that, and then kind of relaying it back so you can compress the time for other people, right?
Yeah, I'm not the expert, man, but there's this guy that is an expert on nitric oxide, and I will recommend his products because he knows what he's talking about, and I
Yeah.
trust him. And so I bring these people on so that I can help my clients gain an understanding, and I don't have to be the expert on everything.
Dude, I love it, man. You're wise beyond your years. I'm telling you, people listening. I mean, 26. I didn't think about that when I was 26. I was thinking about other stuff when I was 26, man. Business and then in Vegas, I think I was thinking about a lot. But dude, I love what you're doing, Woody. Woods at Woods Lifestyle Fitness. What else, man? What else you got? Where can people follow you? Where can people go to pick up what you're putting down?
Yeah, check me out at Woods Lifestyle Fitness, or just come on down to Elevate Fitness off Chandler Boulevard in Rural. I'll take you through a whole session. We'll get you in the red light. We'll work out. We'll put you through the cold plunge, do some breath work, anything you want to do, man. Like, let's have fun with this, working out stuff. It doesn't have to be, that grind where you hate it, and you want to look forward to what you're doing and take care of your recovery so you move better and feel better and live better.
Dude, I like what you're saying there, because working out can be fun. Like,
Yeah, it's enjoyable. I do it for fun. It's not like,
yeah.
It shouldn't be a grind. I mean, it should be a grind. You should put in the work and the effort,
Right.
but like, you should enjoy it while you go along that process, because life is all just, the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get that wrong there when they think it's got to be this hard thing. You don't have to have this hard thing to. I mean, the mental grind is important, but yeah. Well, dude, I love what you're doing. I love all this stuff. I'm a fan. I'm gonna be following you, seeing where you go, and then, man, anything I can do to help you, of course, man. Anytime, any day, hit me up, and I will be there to help you out, brother.
And check Jake out on my podcast when he's on the Price for Paradise in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I was on the show. Check it out. We got crazy on it, so it's gonna be a good episode too, man.
Yeah, can't wait, man.
Well, Woody, I appreciate you for being here today, brother.
Thank you for having me, my friend. Appreciate
it, my friend. You got it. Hey, one last thing before you go, leave a comment. Which example did you most align with from today's show? I'm curious. I want to know. Also, if there's somebody that you want to find out what's made them nervous, leave their name in the comment. I'll try to get them on the show. Follow me on social media at Jake Bolig. Follow the show at Go Find Nervous. And if you don't mind, subscribe. It helps me out with the whole algorithm thing. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Go Find Nervous.